I was looking through my box of interfacings and I found a Heat and Bond fusible interfacing product that is mainly used for, say, shirts, collars, lightweight type sewing. In fact, it says medium weight for shirts, collars, and buttonholes. I use this a lot if I'm doing heirloom kind of sewing and I need some something in the back, you know, to hold some fabric. We'll talk about that another time. Anyway, so this is the type that you just press on, and it comes in a package that is 36 by 20. All right, so it's a yard by 20 inches, and I'm not going to go all the way to my edges, and I don't think I need to strip any along this edge. So I'm just going to cut off what I don't need over here. I had found another product in my stash that felt almost like buckram, but I had a funny feeling that it was water soluble. That you, like, especially for heirloom sewing, that you would use it for, say, lace placement or shaping, and then you wash it and that particular product would, you know, disappear, and then, you know, you're left with your lovely lace shaping, or the mail delivery person is driving by. So I am really pressing this Heat and Bond down. I don't want any wrinkles on the outside edge or the outside of my fabric. And sometimes that can happen with Heat and Bond products. Not often, but on occasion. I've learned, especially if I'm doing a collar, that I want it to be, you know, really smooth. So there it is. It's ironed, pressed on. I did use steam. I'm ironing it onto cotton, and I want to make sure that the wrinkles are not included. All right, this goes this way. Yesterday I marked where I want my pockets, and I can still see those marks right there and right there. I'm making mine just 3 fairly equal-sized pockets. The one on the pattern, however, gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like 2 small and 3 large, and I just don't know that the small ones would have any would offer me any benefit. I think I'm going to double check the straightness of these. I was a little, yeah, they're a little bit crooked, so let me do that over again. So the thing is, I did put a pin here and a pin way over here. I don't think you can see on the other side. I don't want those to stay there, so I will remove them before I start sewing. I just kind of wanted them to not move while I was getting this ready to stitch. So I'm going to remove the pin that I had there and put it on the side that I can see. I do not want to sew blind over, around, next to, near a pin ever. So that's why I just took it out and put both on the outside so that I can see, you know, what I'm doing, kinda. Okay. And I'm not done yet because what I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of holding this in place. Then that's just going to sit there and chill out. And I am going to take this. I need to make sure that I have enough. All right, so there's some right here. So that could be for that side. And this could be for this side. That's just a small piece. All right, I have enough to go here. Like that, which I will end up having. Okay, I'll leave myself a little extra. And I may have to cut another piece of this unless I can put these two together, which it looks like I can. With for the pocket, slide my sewing machine out of the way. There's two pieces that I need to stitch together, which we'll do momentarily. Okay. So, what I need to do is put this in with the raw edges lined up with the raw edges of my project. So I'll pull these pins and I'm going to go around. It's a kind of a rounded edge project. So I'm going to go around the edge and off into the stratosphere. And I'm going to put a pin right there. And I'm going to see how that operates coming around this corner. If it doesn't work, I'm probably going to have to clip the corners to get it to lay flat. So I'll try that. We'll see what happens. And of course I need to make sure that I'm not clipping past my seam allowance, because if I do, then I'll have little clips in my sewing, which I don't want. Okay, that's helping some, but I think I need to clip just a little bit more around on the other side. Just enough to give it the ability to kind of bend out like it needs to. Yeah. Okay. So it looks like the corners are going to be just a little floofy, and you know, at this stage of the game, well, I might clip it in just a little bit more. My seam allowance will be a little bigger as a result, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. I can also really clip. I can just almost fray along that edge. Okay, that's working. Yep. Okay, not too shabby. Put that pin back in place to hold it. Yeah, it's laying a lot flatter now. So, okay, lesson learned. You just really have to cut a lot. You have to just clip, 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 little tiny, like a fringe around that corner to get it to lay decently flat. Okay, and then pin. The other option, of course, is to do it the way the pattern tells you to, which is the binding method. in which case you would be stitching wrong sides together, and then you would attach bias binding to the raw edges all the way around. And I honestly just wanted something different. I'm kind of tired of the bias look. Which is why I'm using a flange. Are they sad girls? Do they want the boys to go back and play? Oh my goodness. Bendy, Bendy. Ah. Yeah. Well, you're just going to have to be patient for 2 seconds because I've got my project. I see you smiling at me. Yes, I do. I do. Hi, Benny. Hi, Benny. So Rue is kind of a tomboy girl, and Bendy is very much a girly girl. And it works out well with my dogs. With their cousins, I guess we'll say. Right, guys? Are you guys kind of ready to go back and play some more? Oh, I see wagging tails. Okay. Okay. I just have to trim this last edge right here. You know what it's like when mommy's sewing. Oh, deep sigh from a pug. Okay, so I'm really clipping a whole bunch of little tiny clips around this edge. And this time I don't have the bottom edge of the pocket. I'm dealing with the 2 layers of fabric that I have plus that interfacing that we applied on this end instead of a pocket and these 2 pieces of fabric. A lot less fabric issue here. Okay. And it's almost like I'm upholstering a little tiny bit. It feels like some upholstery work. I don't know if you've ever done upholstery work, but you know, you have those corners on like a chair or something that you're covering, and you have to do all that extra special corner folding or clipping like I'm doing for this. Of course, the fabric I'm using is lightweight, it's not upholstery weight. So there is that too. And then I'm just going to run it off the end like I did previously. I know. Hold on, I'm coming. I'll open the door. I know. You can see. I have French doors, so they can see. All right, guys. Okay. Be nice to each other. I'm leaving the door open so I can hear you. Be nice. Rue. Sweetie, you're a little big. You have a big floofy tail. Go play. Thank you. Good girl. Okay. So I got that side done. And now the bottom edge. Oh, I see. There's the other piece. I thought that looked a little long. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to run this piece along the bottom, or the top, I guess. I'm going to run it off as well. Not much, because I didn't leave myself a whole lot on either end. However, I want this to I just want it to have a certain look, and I'm going to see, it may be awful, but I'm going to see what it looks like once I get it applied. And since it's for me, well, you know, if I don't care for it, then, well, that's just too bad. It was an experiment. Okay. So again, I'm just sandwiching it in between the fabric and the raw edges. Rue, he's smaller than you. You can't play like that. That's not nice. You be a sweet girl. He's not big enough to play like that. No. He's just a little guy with little short legs. You're a big tall girl. Be sweet. Thank you. Oh, that's a good girl. Yeah. Very, very good. We all have cabin fever. All of us. Every human on earth right now. Okay. Alright. So now I will do this side basically the same. But again, my raw edges will be even and I will run it off like I did over there. And I will have to clip the corner on this one because it's going to make that corner. This piece that I just did doesn't cut the corner, it just lays flat. Girls, you're fine. You'll see. I know you feel like the end of the world has come, but trust me, you're okay. You're fine. It's not snowing. It's... what other things? You have plenty of food and fresh water. You got a backyard to play in outside. It's still light outside. Hint, hint, hint. I think everybody will be just fine today. And I do recommend pinning this. It does make it a lot easier, a little bit more manageable, and I think clips would just be a little bit too clunky for our purpose. Okay, cut this, and now I'm clipping the corners here. I'm kind of going a little bit before the corner starts and a little bit after the corner. Just a ridiculous amount. It will make that corner. There might be a slight bubble. Rue, you cannot be mean to him. You know I'm not going to let you do that. Goodness me. Alright. So now I'm just going to take these two pieces because I need a piece that will... my goodness!